Hey there, welcome to the Grow Creative Club. I'm Channing, and today I am going to do a little demonstration using our sweet little Kumi tool. It is a wooden wheel with 8 slots and a center hole in it, and it helps you create really sweet patterns to make bracelets and different types of jewelry. It is an old form of Japanese art that has been around for a very long time, and we are just super excited to introduce this to Grow Creative. So I'm going to show you how to make a simple bracelet, and this is how you get started on it. So the embroidery floss that I'm just using all black to make it kind of simple for a mama. But my kids have been using lots of really sweet, colorful embroidery thread. But you measure out 7 cords and around like your fingertip to your elbow, and then just even them up, cut them, and then leave about a 3-inch tail before you tie a nice knot. That tail is going to help you finish the loop for the bracelet. And then I found that it was helpful to have something to anchor the cording um, once you get started on the project. So the safety pin was perfect just to kind of keep it there and stable. And so I just attach it through the knot, and then I slip the 7 cords through the hole onto the front side. So I kind of refer the safety pin's going to be on the back side of the wheel, and then you flip it around and you'll face sort of the front or the right side of the kumi. And so with the 8 slots that are in the wheel, you're going to kind of in a nice taut sort of fashion pull the cords into each slot, and the bottom slot is the one that you will keep um, empty. So you just kind of want to organize it so that they don't get tangled too as you add them underneath. And that's one thing that I learned with starting in the kind of the process with kids is you want to keep your tails relatively tangle free because it can become frustrating as you move into the project. So that bottom one is open there, and you count up 1, 2, 3 on the right hand side, and you pull that third cord out of that slot and down to the bottom as I just did. And so I'm just kind of like trying to figure out here where I want it to be positioned for the repetition of it. So I'm going to stick with that. The bottom slot is open, you count up 3, and then you pull that one out of its slot and down to the bottom. And then you rotate your wheel to the left, bottom slot open, 1, 2, 3, pull out that and down, and you want to kind of run your hands through that strand, through that cord, just to kind of help with the tangling as I had mentioned. And so just kind of, yeah, just run your hands down every time you place it into that bottom slot. And so it's fun because the pattern is pretty simple, which is why we found that this is a really delightful project for children. And I also found that for myself, it is a pretty meditative thing. It doesn't take a whole lot of brain power, but it's something to kind of keep my hands busy. And the end result is really sweet and fun. And it's been a really great thing to kind of fill some of my quieter hours with if I don't just want to read, but I want to be, using my hands, doing something, some kind of handwork. So yeah, just keep going around and around, and you'll kind of get into a nice rhythm that you're not thinking too hard, and suddenly you'll see at the bottom the pattern taking shape, and your bracelet is starting to form. So I wanted you to see the end result, so I kind of sped up my video, which I will do now, and I will show you some other things that I did at the very end. So now I have made quite a bit of progress on my bracelet, um, and I decided that I wanted to add a little charm to it so that it would be a bit more personal and customized. And we have this sweet pack of just little simple charms. So I chose a little starfish kind of summary, and it's fun. And the kids love customizing their bracelets and cords and all the things they're creating with the Kumi tool. They love adding the charms, which is great. So I was just playing around with this, and I thought instead of adding the charm at the end when the bracelet is already completed, why not try to weave it into it as I'm still working on it? So I just added it about 3/4 of the way through. It's not perfectly centered in my bracelet, but it still I think looks really sweet when it's just sort of dangling there on my wrist. So I just added it onto one of the cords, and then I just gathered up the seven and just put it through the hole again and just repeated the same step of putting all of them into their slot and leaving the bottom slot empty. So yeah, this project was great. I really love having the Kumi tool um, for our kids and for our homeschool purposes and just all of the different handwork projects that you can think up. It's great because I put it down yesterday and then I picked it back up, and it's just one of those projects that doesn't take too long and you can kind of squeeze it into your day and make great progress. So yeah, I just finished up here and just completing my pattern with the charm incorporated into it, and I will show you the finished product in just a minute. So there you have it. I have a finished bracelet with a sweet little charm, and I just tied it off there. And I was kind of imagining that I could add some more charms and make it almost like a proper charm bracelet. But I might do that on the next one. It was just really fun to kind of play around with this one and give you a demonstration of how to use the Kumi tool. So go check it out on growcreative.com and start Kumiing. Thanks!